Dominican Republic. And now it is time for the other two teams in this group to take to the sand this afternoon. From Alajuela, Costa Rica, it's the 2021 Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship. I'm Josh Eastern, happy to be with you today. It was a 15-1 win for El Salvador, taking down the Dominican Republic a day ago, while Guatemala drew 3-3 in regulation before a 3-1 penalty kick win over the Bahamas. So this is an interesting game here today, as Guatemala was able to capture 1 point yesterday, El Salvador 3 points. It is confirmed now that the third place team, whoever that may be, will advance out of this group, with Belize picking up or not picking up any points through their 2 games in Group A. So it's a battle for all 3 spots in this group. It'll go down to the last day, where the Dominican Republic will need some sort of point come tomorrow. But today, the matter is at hand. It's El Salvador and it's Guatemala. The teams are lining up to take the field, and we are just about set for the final game of Group B action. Still 3 more games to come here from Alajuela, Costa Rica. But for now, it's El Salvador taking on Guatemala. First kick, lineups, and national anthems coming up shortly.
Damas y caballeros, en este momento le damos la bienvenida a los equipos nacionales de Guatemala y El Salvador.
Here come the teams led out by today's officials. It'll be Guatemala in those black kits, El Salvador in all white. And a big match for both of these teams. El Salvador trying to follow up their big win yesterday. Well, Guatemala is looking to capture all 3 points here in game number 2. We'll step aside for the national anthems of both El Salvador and Guatemala.
Damas y caballeros, en este momento les solicitamos por favor ponernos de pie para escuchar el himno de la selección de Salvador, seguido del himno de la selección de Guatemala. Y bueno, damas y caballeros,
So we are just about set for first kick here between Guatemala and El Salvador. Look at the two captains for El Salvador. It's the goalkeeper Eliodoro Portillo. On the other side, Wilson Gonzalez for Guatemala. And our referee today is Warner Porras from Costa Rica. He will be the head referee for today's proceedings.
Match coordinator Ricardo Blanco.
Fist bumps all around. We are just about set for first kick. Here are the lineups for El Salvador. As we just saw, Portillo will be the captain today. And Ruben Batres, definitely one to watch. He scored 4 goals yesterday. And this was a team full of goals. They scored 15 of them. On the other side, for Guatemala, 3 different goal scorers in their 3-3 draw and then penalty kick win. Rene Castro will be in goal for coach Pablo Rodriguez.
Entrenador Rudis González Gallo. La selección de Guatemala alinea de la siguiente forma. Con el número 12, René Castro. Con el número 2, Juan Flores. Con el número 4, Ángel Sáenz. Con el número 8, Samuel Pérez. Número 9, Miguel González. En el banquillo, 1, Oscar.
So as we mentioned in the build-up to the match, whoever gets third place in this Group B will advance because Belize did not pick up a point in Group A. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. As El Salvador already has their big win over the Dominican Republic, and they get us started here this afternoon. A beautiful day for beach soccer in Alajuela, Costa Rica, the 2021 Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship. And early on here is Guatemala trying to get into the attack down that right side. They get it back centrally. And it will be taken by Eliodoro Portillo. The third of 5 games today from Alajuela. A shot here from the goalkeeper. It's off the crossbar. So look at that right off the bat. Portillo wasting no time trying to test his counterpart, Rene Castro. Looks like he's just colliding with Perdomo. Portillo. Ramos. They switch the field. Good pass there. It was just blocked down. Tough bounce there for the goalkeeper, but he's able to make the catch. Now here's Batres. Cutting infield. Ruben Batres. His shot is actually taken by his own teammate, as that was going off target. And now a chance for Guatemala to come back the other way through Miguel Gonzalez. Sent forward and out of play. There's the coach for El Salvador, Rudis Gonzalez. Stay in the shade. A warm day here in Alajuela, Costa Rica. You can see where the water has reached on the sand as it's a little bit darker in those spots. See how that affects things. Batres. Play this one back for his goalkeeper, Portillo. Ramos. Take this on and send it well over the netting and out of play. Well, in terms of goal scorers for this competition, El Salvador has 4 of the top goal scorers to have ever played in this competition, at least coming in. Agustin Ruiz, number 10 in white when we see him. He's the top goal scorer all time coming into this competition with 51 goals all time. The other top one, Francisco Velasquez, is second. Collision here, puts a player down for El Salvador. That's Exxon Perdomo. Now he's back on his feet and looked to be a bicycle kick attempt here from Guatemala's number 8, Samuel Perez. They play this down the middle, that's handball. Pablo Crocker. Because that handball to be a free kick opportunity now coming for El Salvador. So Ruben Batres will have a chance here. Batres, low drive and just wide. I think that final bounce took it just off target. Good attempt though from Batres. Saw some great goals yesterday. A couple of goalkeeper goals in this competition already. Those are always exciting to see. A couple of step-overs on that far side for Perdomo. Gets it into the middle. Batres, it's still there. Perdomo scores! A failed clearance there at the back. El Salvador complaining, but they will get the goal. So Guatemala, they felt a bit hard done there, but El Salvador ends up getting that opening goal. It's 1-0. Another look at it. Guatemala might feel aggrieved here. Oh, it was a player that pulled up injured, and that is what led to that goal. It was Leandro Bachez. Tough swing of events there for Guatemala. I think he pulled up lame there, holding his hamstring, but Guatemala will have to carry on. They now are down 1-0. So Perdomo gets his first goal of the day. As you can see, the other team starting to enter the complex, ready for the final couple games of the day. So Perdomo, who scored a goal yesterday, now has his second goal of this competition. There's a foul and a free kick upcoming. Another look at it here. Two number 10s just getting their legs tangled. It's Pablo Crocker who ended up in the sand. So free kick coming for Pablo Crocker, the 31-year-old. A chance here to test Eliodoro Portillo in goal. Pablo Crocker will have a hit at this. Crocker wide. Long throw, the header back into the middle. Ruiz going down. Felt like he may have gotten pushed in the back. Guatemala going quickly to continue play. Portillo throws it downfield. This one headed, a slight touch there by the goalkeeper. El Salvador player going down. They're in the penalty area. Portillo will have a go. There's still a player down for El Salvador. It looks to be Jason Urbina. Finally, the ball goes out of play. The clock will be stopped with 6:09 left in this first period. Look at it here is like the goalkeeper getting tangled. Oh, and there was that little push there at the end. Just tangled up, and as he tried to get up, look at that right there. Maybe a bit unnecessary from Rene Castro. The play continued on here for a few more moments before it was finally put out of play. We'll talk with the two captains now. This has been a physical game so far between Guatemala and El Salvador. It's still Urbina who is down and being tended to. Here it is again. This will be a good look at it. Oh, and he made contact right on his face. Castro lucky that there's no review. It did look like he made contact towards the face there of Urbina, who is now up on his feet and coming off. This play will now continue right at the midway point of this first period. Sent in the middle to Alvarez. Crocker plays it back for Castro. Right over the top. Velasquez gets this wide, shot comes on and out of play. Andres Cruz down that left side. This is kept in play. Angel Sainz. This one will land out of play. Good chance there from Guatemala to try to test Eliodoro Portillo in goal. Starts this attack from the back. Perdomo plays this ahead, knocked away by Juan Flores. Velasquez chests this one back. El Salvador here will keep possession. Ramos into the middle, bicycle kick attempt is in! What a goal for El Salvador as they double their advantage. It's Andres Cruz. Look at that, over the top and just under the crossbar. Cruz with a tremendous goal for El Salvador. So Guatemala now finds themselves in a bit of a hole here. Yesterday was a 3-3 draw after regulation with the Bahamas before their 3-1 win in penalty kicks. That's why they have that 1 point. And right now with the Dominican Republic and what they have done, they've not done anything in terms of earning any points. So this will be very important now for Guatemala to keep this close against this El Salvador side that won 15-1 yesterday. Another chance here, and it's a goal for El Salvador again. Francisco Velasquez, 3-0. The second all-time leading goal scorer in this competition's history. Francisco Velasquez adding to his total after 3 yesterday. Getting 1 here today, and Guatemala already in a hole early. Right off the kickoff, the shot goes wide there by Samuel Perez. Referee Warner Porras talking with Rene Castro in goal for Guatemala. Well, he can get back underway. Rene Castro, 41 years of age, in goal. Throw in comes, off the chest. Bicycle kick attempt is blocked down in front. Castro will take this and distribute. Too far for his intended target, Angel Sainz. Switch of play for El Salvador. Comes back centrally for Velasquez. Wants to knock this back for his goalkeeper, Portillo. A corner kick now coming for El Salvador. This will be taken by Elmer Robles. This game has been completely controlled by El Salvador. The favorites coming in this group. They showed it yesterday in their 15-1 win. They're showing it here in this first period. Another attempt blocked out of play. Once again coming from the first goal scorer, Exxon Perdomo. Battle for this loose ball. It's a foot race for it now. A heavy touch will give this right back to Portillo. And he'll go downfield. Velasquez. Gonzalez. Now into the corner. Perdomo was blocked down before he could get in the air. Throw-in now coming for Guatemala. Didn't take it from a good enough spot, as they'll have to redo this now. Long throw coming. This one headed out of play. Elmer Robles diving in. Look at it here. Like Crocker may have made contact there. Is the ball out of play? Perdomo is asking for a substitution. Hot day in Alajuela. minute of action in this first period. All El Salvador so far. This one played forward. Batres. It's all the way to the end line. Appeal for handball. In the end, it'll be a corner kick now coming. Sent into the middle, and on the volley, the shot did take a deflection out. Time for one more corner kick now for El Salvador. Under 20 seconds to go. Luis puts this in towards Gonzalez. They'll play this back for Portillo. Time for one more attempt. Portillo, he'll have a go. Blocked in front. This will trickle out of play. Headed back into the middle, and that is it for this first period. A dominating first period for the team wearing white. That's El Salvador. A 3-0 advantage over Guatemala. We'll step aside. Highlights in the second period coming up. Highlights from the first period of play from Alajuela, and it was a first period really dominated by El Salvador, as you might expect. The top-ranked team coming in this group. It would take them a little bit to finally find that first goal, but it would eventually come. Guatemala, not too many chances to test Portillo there in goal in that first period. Eventually the goal would come. Plenty of free kick opportunities. Ruben Batres, of course, a dangerous target up front, but eventually be Exxon Perdomo picking up the loose ball. A bit of controversy with this goal. He started the attack by sending it into the middle, and he followed the play expertly. That touch there was able to set him up, and nothing Rene Castro could do to keep it out. That made it 1-0 to El Salvador. A physical first half. There were some collisions in there as well. And there was the beautiful bicycle kick attempt and goal by Andres Cruz. Great angle at it right here from behind the goal. And there would be one more goal, and it would come from the man who has scored 45 goals coming into this competition. attempt, blocked down. That was Robles, but maybe a chance here to go the other way. Another one. This one out of play, off the woodwork. Good attempt there from Christopher Gonzalez. This one off the crossbar the other way. And Batres nearly had his second goal. Or pardon me, he almost had his 5th goal of this competition. He scored 4 yesterday, still looking for that first one here today. Here's Batres coming through the middle. This one poked all the way out of play. I believe it's a corner kick, and it is. Coming up now for El Salvador, the first 2 minutes expire. Here's Portillo. Once again, El Salvador in control to start this second period. Now it's Lopez. Over the top, knocked away and out of play. Goal clearance now coming up for Rene Castro. Play to the end line, headed back into the middle. Long attempt coming off the woodwork. Boy, what a goal that would have been. Coming out of almost nothing for Guatemala. Big attempt from Edwin Lopez, the 22-year-old. The youngster not afraid to let loose. Another overhead kick by Sainz. Didn't quite come off as he intended. Shot coming, top corner, beautiful finish, Ebe Ramos. 4-0 to El Salvador. And Ramos scored a goal yesterday, gets one today, picks out the top right corner. Crocker didn't get a touch on it. Castro was nowhere close to it. 4-0 now to El Salvador. The top team in this Group B, showing why they are the top team in this group. This near side, it's blocked down. Coming right through the middle, another attempt, this one off the post, and then taken by Castro. Portillo makes a catch back the other way. As El Salvador starts to pull away, the importance of tomorrow's match between Guatemala and the Dominican Republic becomes that much more important as this shot fired over the crossbar and out of play, as Guatemala will need to avoid defeat to the Dominican Republic, and a win in penalty kicks by Dominican, depending on how much El Salvador loses by today, it could come down to goal difference. As the Dominican Republic has taken 2 fairly heavy losses so far. So really, Guatemala needs to limit the damage here in this game today. Even though it'll be probably nowhere close, you still want to keep that gap somewhat large in the goal difference category. Headed back into the middle and then knocked down a play by Wilson Gonzalez. Corner kick now for Ruben Batres. Robles over the top and in! Velasquez again! 5-0 El Salvador. A dominating display here from El Salvador once again. Another long shot coming on and into the netting behind the goal. So the winner of Group B could be wrapped up in this game today with El Salvador, if they are able to close out with these 3 points. And just based on goal difference, I guess they're, oh, what a goal! All the way from the back, Portillo lashes at it. 6-0 El Salvador. What a strike from the goalkeeper, Eliodoro Portillo. Guatemala now just playing damage control because this is getting out of hand. El Salvador really laying it on Guatemala now. 3 goals in the first and 3 more here in the second. Off the kickoff, the ball is out of play. 2.5 minutes to go in this second period. Some tremendous goals from this El Salvador side. Over the top and wide by Batres. Portillo for Gonzalez. Batres has to come centrally. A loss of possession by Alvarez. He gets pushed down. Free kick coming for Guatemala. 1:43 left to go.
A favor de la selección de Guatemala. Guatemala con la opción de acortar distancias
So this will be a free kick coming for William Alvarez. Alvarez scores! And Guatemala able to pull one back. There's something to celebrate there for Coach Pablo Rodriguez and this Guatemalan side. A beautiful strike there coming from William Alvarez, able to beat Eliodoro Portillo for the first time today. Batres deflected out. Final few ticks of this second period. Batres, wraparound shot. Another attempt here. And a push in the back. This will be a free kick coming. Elmer Robles. This a very close free kick attempt. Put it up on that little tee. Elmer Robles, the 30-year-old, 14 goals coming into this competition, scored one yesterday. Robles scores! Really no doubt about that one. Elmer Robles adds to his goal-scoring total. Now the man who had 4 goals yesterday is the only one who started this game and who does not have a goal for El Salvador. Portillo, Ramos, Perdomo, and now Robles all have one to go along with Cruz and Velasquez, who came up. Highlights from that second period and plenty of goals to go around from everybody in that period. 5 in total, but 4 of them coming from one side, and that side being El Salvador. They have dominated this game so far. Guatemala, they were quite dangerous in that second period. You can see a couple of shots hitting the woodwork and testing Portillo in goal, but of course, it would be El Salvador who would get the first goal of that period. It would come from Eber Ramos. Beautiful strike from just outside the penalty area. And then another attempt would come on just over the bar on this one, testing Castro. That shot would come from Elmer Robles, who would eventually have his chance. That would be the second, though, from Francisco Velasquez. The second all-time leading goal scorer in this competition's history, behind his teammate Agustin Ruiz. And then there was the goalkeeper goal. What a goal it was. Portillo just lining one up and scoring. And then it would be a free kick goal that would beat Portillo back the other way. The first goal of the day for Guatemala from William Alvarez. His first of this competition. Then a free kick for Elmer Robles. He would eventually get his goal. So 7-1 is the score after 2 periods. We're getting set now for the third and final period here from Alajuela, Costa Rica.
Vamos a iniciar con el tercer tercio. En esta ocasión, la selección de Guatemala.
So here we go, third period of action now underway. Just like the second period started, it'll be a corner kick for Guatemala. Save coming from Rene. group. Misplaced there at the back. Nahera forced into a big save. The bicycle kick attempt out of play. Shot comes on, it's pushed aside. Velasquez, triple teamed here. Yeah, no chance there with Crocker coming in. Castro distributes quickly, right at the midway point of this third period. It's headed away, and it nearly turned into a shot. Back the other way for El Salvador. Crocker, his shot locked down. Stays in play. Played back for Castro. Nahera. We'll get this back again. Velasquez playing this ahead. Batres. Still Batres. Has Crocker on his back. He falls down. Velasquez. Like Velasquez was trying to set him up there for the volley, but it didn't come off. It was intercepted. Here's Crocker. Taken away, and there's a foul. About to say we were going to go a long way without a foul in this period, but eventually one comes here. Almost 7 minutes gone. That's the first stoppage of the clock. And the yellow card also issued. That going to Miguel Gonzalez. So Robles now will have another shot on this free kick. Robles saved, and the putback is blocked down. Robles will have another go. Velasquez heads this forward. The bicycle kick attempt is out of play. Velasquez gets this in quickly. It's knocked down in front by Castro. Good challenge going to ground by Gonzalez. Shot comes on, it's saved again by Castro. It's been very busy and has really limited the scoreline here in this third period. No goals to show for either side here in this final period of play. An attempt out of play by Urbina. This goes out of play. Throw in now for El Salvador. On the turn, Velasquez off the post. So how things are going to work out in Group B tomorrow. El Salvador will take on the Bahamas. The Bahamas, the only other team in this group to have captured all 3 points. They did that earlier today against the Dominican Republic. So barring a massive loss by El Salvador, they will be the first place team in this group as Castro makes a big save. And the clock is stopped, but now he gets back to his feet. And so does Andres Cruz. So El Salvador, the odds-on favorites coming into this group to get first place, and barring something unforeseen tomorrow, it looks like they will get that first place. And in the other game, Guatemala against the Dominican Republic. It's Guatemala that just needs at least a point to avoid a loss. It's the biggest thing. On the bike attempt, saved. Christopher Gonzalez will send this downfield. Nahera will play.
Recordando que finalizando este encuentro entre la selección de El Salvador y su similar de Guatemala, tendremos el encuentro Estados Unidos contra Trinidad y Tobago.
Getting this wide, Gonzalez. Shot blocked out of play. Long throw incoming to that far side. The shot was into the sand and then bouncing up out of play. There's a foul at the back, a bit of aggressive play there from the goal scorer, William Alvarez.
El equipo de Guatemala que no renuncia a cortar el marcador.
Long throw, straight out of play. Final minute here from Alajuela between El Salvador and Guatemala. Next game will be the United States and Trinidad and Tobago. Chance here for Guatemala. Big save, and this one up and over. Corner kick coming. Final 20 seconds to a very good win here for El Salvador. No goals yet in this third period. I think they will absolutely take the 3 points and will assure themselves of qualification to the next round. Now it just depends what spot will they be in. Most likely it'll be first place, and it's a 7-1 victory for El Salvador. That wraps things up. Here, the third game of the day, still 2 more to go. But Group B has been an exciting one so far, but dominated by El Salvador. Highlights coming up in just a moment, and then we'll get you set for the United States and Trinidad and Tobago. Highlights from this final period of action between El Salvador and Guatemala, and it was a dominating performance all in all by El Salvador, but a pretty good third period there from Guatemala, you have to say, and especially the goalkeeper Rene Castro, who made a number of big saves on attempts coming there from El Salvador. They are the class of this group, El Salvador, and they really showed it. A 15-1 win yesterday against the Dominican Republic, and a 7-1 win here today against this Guatemalan side, who they had a tough go of it, of course, against a tough opponent, but they hung in there, especially in this third period. They really got away from them come the second period of action. Just not able to get anything out of this game today. Their point yesterday, though, could be enough to take them through, but they still need to get the job done tomorrow against the Dominican Republic. That'll be a massive match in Group B to decide who goes through. It is assured that the third place team will be advancing on out of this group, but who will that third place team be? Will it be the Dominican Republic? Could it be this Guatemalan side, or maybe even the Bahamas? We will have to see come tomorrow. But for this one, it finishes El Salvador 7 and Guatemala 1 here in Group B. The United States and Trinidad and Tobago, along with Turks and Caicos and Costa Rica, those games are coming up. But it finishes El Salvador 7, Guatemala 1.